Hi folks, this is Jay. Hope you're okay today. It's good to see you. Hope everybody's okay. And I just want to share with you some thoughts about missionary atheism. You know, you get these Mormon missionaries, they come round, they knock on your door and they say, believe in the Book of Mormon because the Spirit will speak to you. There's no rational basis to what they're saying. There's no evidence to what they're saying. And these missionary atheists, like Aaron Ra, Thunderfoot, and many others, not so famous and famous on YouTube, they kind of turn it around and they say Christianity is about the Spirit and there's no evidence for the Christian faith and it's irrational. And they create these blog TV shows and whatever where they get Christians on, they give the Christian a particular problem to deal with in the debate or discussion on their blog TV. They're not proper academic debates, because if they're academic debates, people can do research, bring evidence. So they have these kind of free-for-all kind of blog TVs where they can corner Christians and make them look stupid. And basically, they kind of think with their logical reasoning, they're against the Bible. All they've got to do is show some scenario that the Christian can't prove by logical reason or evidence, and then they show the Bible to be open, they show Christians to be silly. Ha ha ha. And this is going on all over the place. It's going on all over the YouTube. There's hundreds of these atheists doing this. There's big names, there's little names, trying to corner Christians in this way. And basically the tragedy is that A, Christians aren't aware that these people are doing this, and B, they don't realise that these are missionary atheists. And when I mean missionary atheists, it's they who are operating like the Mormons. It's they who are the ones who have not got the evidence. It's they are the ones who have mythological ideas that they can't ground in reality, they can't ground in truth. If you don't believe me, I had a debate with one of these atheists. We had one of their top people come and moderate, and it was a complete and utter disaster for them, because they had this logical type of reasoning that they do. They tried to get me in a corner, and I just blasted them away with philosophy, with science and evidence, and they just were not ready for it. They were totally clueless. And you know, you need to be aware as an atheist that you are missionary atheists. You who have your blog TV shows and all that, you are missionary atheists. You are anti-intellectual. You are irrational. You don't provide evidence for your own position, and you are manipulative, like Penn Jillette, pretending to agree with Christians that they should evangelize, and then churches playing Penn Jillette in the comments. Penn Jillette's an atheist, and then Penn Jillette gets into the church, and the atheist won't let you as a Christian debater go to their place and share your beliefs with their atheist friends in their atheist settings, in their atheist communities. They won't let you do that, but they have the audacity to try and do it to the Christian church, you know. And it's not about that we're not willing to look at evidence. We are willing to look at evidence. You know, I have challenged Aaron Ra many times to have an academic debate with him, and he has refused. When I have got the atheist into the ring with an academic debate, they can't cope with it. They can't handle someone giving them evidence, someone reasoning with them in a rational way. They only like these blog TV shows where they can bully people and push them around. But when you get to have a fair, proper academic debate, the atheists have not got a clue. They're not able to deal with it on YouTube. Fortunately, there are some wiser, cleverer atheists around, but they've got more sense to be involved than to get involved with this kind of silly missionary atheism that's going around, that's dogmatic, that's nasty, that's a very powerful group, and that's trying to propagate its nonsense. Now, you as an atheist in this missionary atheism, you think that Christianity doesn't have any evidence, and I challenge you to contact me, to talk to me, send me messages, ask me questions, and I challenge you, and I'll be able to answer your questions and bring you evidence and to deal with what you've got to say. But do it in an intellectually honest way, not trying to pawn me, but just trying to think about truth and what and is the truth, and to work it through, and I can help you to think about these things. But it's scandalous and it's shocking that you as a missionary atheist go around saying that Christianity is not about evidence, and it's just nonsense. The resurrection of Christ is full of evidence. We've got evidence that he rose from the dead, and you've been brainwashed by these missionary atheists who've got your brain skewed with their kind of way of thinking. Okay, and you need to get your thinking, you need to read widely instead of just reading the atheists, the missionary atheists like Sam Harris and Christopher Hitchens and Richard Dawkins and these people. Read widely, read philosophy books, read all sorts of things, but just get out of this missionary dogmatic kind of nasty atheism. There's a lot of intelligent atheists who they are atheists, but they're not in this missionary atheism. They've got more sense, they're a lot wiser. But there's a heck of a lot of these missionary atheists around who pick up these ideas from Thunderfoot and Iron Ryan, Mr. Jones, and they idolize these people. They say, well, we're independent, we do our own thinking. I'm an atheist, I do my independent thinking. But at the end of the day, you don't. You're just following the party line, and you are worshipping men and worshipping women who are doing these blog TVs, who are doing these YouTube channels, and you're not thinking for yourself. And you need to think for yourself. You need to read widely. You need to be open to Christianity. You said, Jay, I was a Christian, or I was in a Christian family, but I'm telling you this, there is evidence for the Christian faith, and you need to be open to that and stop listening to these missionary atheists. And you missionary atheists, you need to stop your missionary atheism. I call every missionary atheist out. I call Iron Rat out, I call Thunderfoot, and I call Mr. Jones, and I call No Stamp Collector, and I call theoretical bullshit out, and I challenge them all to academic debates next year. I challenge every single one of them, each to an academic debate. Okay? They won't do it. They won't have academic debates. I'll tell you why. Because they know Christianity provides evidence, and they don't want Christianity to be aired. So what they do, they have blog TVs, and they have these shows where they can make Christians look stupid, because they can come up with questions that are very difficult anyway to answer, and the Christians aren't ready for it, and they smile and they smirk, and they think they're clever, and they think they've cornered Christians and made them look stupid. But when you get them on fair ground, when you get them in a situation where it's one-on-one and it's fair and it's okay and everything's organised properly, they have not got they don't know how to cope with it. And I had an academic debate with one of these kind of missionary atheists, and he was absolutely clueless. He was so blinded by his own. He thought his logic was so fantastic in his missionary video, which sounded more like a Mormon missionary video. He thought this was so fantastic, and his people, who Mr. Jones and all these atheists who helped him to develop the video, thought they were so fantastic and so clever. But when we had an organised, set academic debate, and we went one-on-one, and they couldn't play their silly games, and they had to prove themselves in a proper way, it was disastrous for them. And it's the same with Mr. Jones. I mean, Mr. Jones is a control freak. He does not know how to do academic debates. You look at the Magic Sandwich Show, they're not academic debates. It's just a Mormon missionary enterprise scenario, an atheist missionary enterprise. Get these Christians on, let's corner them, make them look stupid. It's not about doing things in a gentlemanly way, in an orderly way, in a deep way, in a proper academic way. Okay, and you know, the guy needs to the guy had an opportunity. He had a wonderful opportunity to move the atheist community away from this aggressive bullying nastiness that they do on YouTube. He had an opportunity when he moderated the debate with me. He had an opportunity to move the new atheist, away from that and into more of an academic, gentlemanly way, and he failed miserably, because at the end he came under one of my videos and started to attack me in a nasty way, thereby proving my point that this missionary atheism is a sham. It's a total sham. And when you confront them with a proper academic way of doing things, they just can't cope. All their so-called intellectualism and cleverness, and they can do things and say things and know things and make Christians look stupid, falls to the ground when you tackle them in a professional academic way. They don't know how to deal with it, and Mr. Jones doesn't know how to deal with it. He can't cope with it. He's controlling. He controls that Magic Sandwich Show, and they're controlling on the Magic Sandwich Show, and they can't deal with people who can challenge them intellectually in proper academic scenarios. They can't deal with it. Now, if they do change, they'll pick opponents who they feel they can beat, but they won't pick me. They won't pick people who'll do the work and come and absolutely destroy them and demolish them. They won't do that, because they feel they feel threatened. They feel they can't cope with that. So they minimize people like me, and they pick on people who are not ready for it and who can't deal with it. So, you know, the missionary atheism is a sham. It's a sham. And, you know, some atheists made it clear, have absolutely made it clear that they don't want anything to do with atheism that Mr. Jones represents and Skeptic Fence, because it's a sham. Because when you confront them with proper academic way of doing things, with proper scholarship, they have not got an answer for it. They don't know how to deal with it, because they're so locked in this missionary atheism mentality where all they think is, we've got logic and all we've got to do is just put these Christians under a bit of scrutiny. They'll quote the Bible and we'll just make them look stupid. And they don't realise that Christian scholars and Christian thinkers are not, you know, have more about them and can more than adequately deal with these people, given a fair hearing, given a fair platform. Their blog TV shows are not fair platforms, even when they have 2-on-2. It's not a fair platform, because all they're bothered about is trying to entrap the Christians to make them look stupid. They're not interested in being gentlemen and conducting themselves in a more civilized, gentlemanly way, and open to what might be the truth, and open to explore in a deeper, scholarly way the issues of our time. Those are my thoughts. Missionary atheism is a very, very dangerous cult, so beware of them. Have nothing to do with them, and make sure that you read widely and learn from many, many different people, and not just from one group of narrow-minded, dogmatic, they're powerful people. They have a lot of control on YouTube, but they're dogmatic control freaks, not willing to open up their communities to proper academic scrutiny. Okay, thank you for listening. Take care.